Everybody, remember this disclaimer if you have questions about your own custom figures, and those who support me on Patreon got to see preview images, work in progress shots, and high resolution images of the completed figure, even if it was only a day in advance because I made this one pretty quick. Hello my friends, this is Wake Angel 2001 coming at you with a custom for Msanpedro 2447. It is the Sonic Adventure 2 style Supersonic figure. Yes, I'm expecting the relatively older members of my audience to remember Sonic Adventure 2 and the original Sonic Adventure, and how Sonic's spine pattern didn't always look the way it does today. Back then, when he went super, only the 4 outer spines would curl up, and the 2 in the middle would stay downturned. I think they might have changed this to make him look less like Shadow when he transformed, but the point is that for 2 whole games, this is what Supersonic looked like. And Msanpedro wanted an action figure of that, and he happened to have a damaged Shadow figure that was in need of new shoes, so hey, why not try out some of my 3D printed soap shoes, huh? Yeah, because I know people like the last pair of 3D printed soap shoes I made so much, so let's go ahead with that. Yeah, I feel I should mention that Supersonic also looked like this in the Sonic Advance games for the Game Boy Advance, because I'm pretty sure if I didn't say that, then someone in the comments would. Okay, so as for the toy itself, I decided to swap out Shadow's head with a spare Super Shadow head that I had because it would be easier to paint this one yellow. Instead of, having to paint over black with yellow, because you know how difficult yellow is to work with. And I washed off his red parts with acetone to make it look as clean as possible. Instead of just painting it brighter yellow, I decided to paint it gold, because in Sonic Adventure 2, they used a really bright metallic filter on Supersonic and Super Shadow when they transformed, so I figured the metallic paints would look a little better. I also swapped out the torso for a Supersonic figure, because, he has a stomach patch and not a chest fluff, and, actually, the arms are from Sonic 2, so I guess the only parts of the original Shadow figure I ended up using were the legs. So when all that was done, that's basically the repainting portion. So now we can get to the 3D printed soap shoes. This is a model provided to me by Nibrock Rock, someone from DeviantArt, and this model is more accurate than the model from Sonic Forces, because it's based off of the actual model from Sonic Adventure 2 rather than the Sonic Forces version of the soap shoe. Basically, it just has a little bit more detail to it. I had a little bit of a false start when I tried to print both feet at once. Apparently, in the model, they were too close together, so my 3D printer couldn't separate the strings fast enough, and they ended up stuck together like this. So I separated the 2 shoes from each other and printed them one at a time, and they came out, not fused together. So, sanding away the support media and making sure that all the extraneous bits on the toes were clipped away, just left them with, a pair of Sonic soap shoes. I've actually had these sitting on my desk for a few weeks because I was getting around to painting them, and then this project came up and it was a perfect opportunity to use them. So once they're all painted up, they look a lot more like Sonic's soap shoes from Sonic Adventure 2 than the Forces soap shoes that I printed before. And I stuck them onto the broken ankles of the Supersonic figure with a couple of little drops of epoxy sculpt, and overnight that hardened, and now he's ready to show to all of you. Here he is, Sonic the Hedgehog circa 2001. Yep, that is the only the outer spines are upturned, he has soap shoes on, and he's gold instead of merely yellow. Although I do believe that that's because they came up with a better glow filter in later generations of consoles, whilst the metallic filter was the best they could do for some good shine back in the Dreamcast era. But yep, that is the vintage Supersonic, what he looked like in that brief, awkward transitional phase between the 16-bit era of the Genesis and the modern era. Here's a quick little side-by-side showing the actual regular Supersonic, which is based off of his more contemporary look. And Okay, I think that's about all I could say about him. I hope you guys like this figure, and I hope Msanpedro can respond to me because he has not responded to my messages. It's just that the figure was so easy to make, I figured I could go ahead and do it and worry about contacting him after. So, this has been Wake Angel 2001, and I'm signing off.